What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. This is the channel where we sit down and cover different comic book stories from different comic book companies. Today, we're going to jump back over to DC Comics, and we're going to continue our coverage over the Infinite Frontier. And I thought it'd be a good idea to pick up with Robin, Damian Wayne's Robin. This is Damian Wayne's Robin series in the new Infinite Frontier by DC Comics. And let's see what the latest Robin is up to in this new current era of DC Comics. So if you do like today's comic book video, please hit that like button down below and also subscribe to the channel for more content to come in the near future. Also, any suggestions on books I should read? Well, let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But I do hope you enjoy today's video. So with the opening of this book, we actually pick up with the book reminding us about how Batman and Robin had a fallout thanks to the storyline where Bane had taken over Gotham. Also, the fact you have to remember is that the current Robin of DC Comics is Damian Wayne. But when Bane had taken over Gotham City, well, Robin went in there thinking that he could save Alfred, who was taken hostage. Except, of course, against Bane, he couldn't get it done. And Bane ended up killing Alfred in front of Robin. So all of that plus more has caused a rift between Batman and Robin. But Batman wants to find his son and has sent everyone out there, the Bat family, to look for Robin and hopefully find him. Picking up with Robin himself, we see him fighting against King Snake. Bringing King Snake into the story is really important. Back in the 1990s, when we first got a Robin series, King Snake was one of the first villains Tim Drake Robin had to deal with. So it is kind of cool to see Damian Wayne Robin deal with King Snake himself. Something else to point out is that King Snake is actually blind, but still a capable fighter for anyone to go up against. Both of these characters are here to find a way to meet with the group called the League of Lazarus. This is a new concept in DC Comics, but for some reason, Robin wants to find out more about this place. After the fight, we learn two things about Robin and are going to be part of future books down the road. The first thing being that Robin loves manga, which is something we can both relate with. The second thing we learn is that he is hunted by the spirits of Alfred Pennyworth. Since it is technically Robin's fault for the death of Alfred, it is something that Damian Wayne has not gotten used to. Even for Batman, it is still hard for Batman not having Alfred around. So the both of them are going to struggle with his death for a while. But with Robin winning the fight against King Snake, Robin is greeted by some mysterious character. He hands Robin some kind of coin to let Robin know that he has been invited to meet the League of Lazarus. All he has to do is find the boat that will be leaving soon to take him somewhere special. Once he is on the boat, he is greeted by some other characters that has also been invited by the League of Lazarus. These characters we are going to see again, but only in the fight scenes of the book. They won't be in any part that helps move the story forward, but once the boat reaches the end of its journey, we see them arrive at the Lazarus Island. There are some characters who are here at the moment that will be very important. The first one being the daughter of Deathstroke, whose name is Ravager. Also, another character named Respawn, which to me is a weak name to me, but this will be this character's first appearance in DC Comics. We then get greeted by the person who is running the island and running the League of Lazarus. Her name is Mother Soul, where she explains that every 100 years, the best fighters come to this island. Now, while Mother Soul is talking about the island, you then have an impatient Robin who thinks it is time for the fighting to begin, which Mother Soul is down to let Robin fight before the actual instructions could be explained. Robin's first opponent is a girl named Flatline, and we will learn more about this character down the road. Just know that she gains the fighting skills of people once they are dead. That should tell you what is going to happen here now. That basically she is going to kill Robin, which she is able to kill him after doing some moves on him. Now she is holding the heart of Robin in her hand, really stating that Robin was the first one to be killed on this island. Now we all know that Robin wouldn't stay dead because this is his own book. So of course we come to find out in the next chapter that his wound from having his heart taken out of him is healed up. Then he is confronted by Ravager, the daughter of Deathstroke, who tells him that he should have waited before he fought against Flatline to learn all of the rules for Lazarus Island. So this is where you are going to have Ravager explain the rules to Robin and us as well. Ravager explains that on the island you only get 3 deaths, and this is some kind of tournament. Now if you die twice, you may leave the island, but in your 3 deaths, no matter how bad the death is, you'll be brought back to life. Also, you are only allowed to fight when the sun is up. So at night, there should be no fighting at all, but the last fighters to stand will become immortal. Now, when Robin hears that he can kill without remorse, well, he is like, it is fair game, and goes on his way to kill a lot of people. This makes sense because before Damian Wayne had joined Batman, he was being trained by the League of Shadows and was trained to kill. He has killed people before, but with Batman, he kind of learned not to kill people. So with him getting a free pass to kill, well, you have him show everyone how deadly he is as a killer. This is where you have Ravager explain the big hitters on the island, the ones Robin should look out for. So Respawn, XXL, Flatline, who had already killed Robin, and Black Swan. Then there is Hawk. This character is huge because this is the son of Green Arrow, Oliver Queen. Now the reason why this is huge because before the New 52 had come, DC made him to replace his father when Green Arrow was dead. So he was the second Green Arrow, except when DC made the New 52, he was nowhere to be found, if I remember correctly. But with this series, this is his first time coming back up, and the question is, where has he been? Well, here they said he was with the League of Shadows. After all of that, you have Ravager learn that Robin likes to draw or read manga, but after that, this is the point of the book where you have Ravager offer to train Robin to make him better. Of course, you have Robin say no because he thinks because he is the son of Batman that he doesn't need training, that there is nothing Ravager could show him, but also that she mentions that she is here for some other reasons. That reason is unknown to us. But we see later on that night, Robin is out sneaking around the island hoping to learn more about what the League of Lazarus is trying to do. So he is following some members of the League hoping to find something. There is a point where he sees them opening some kind of secret passage, but then we see that Robin was being followed by Flatline, the same person who killed him in the previous chapter, but now wants to know what Robin is up to. So she sticks around as Robin is watching the League of Lazarus. They find out what could be the biggest Lazarus pit he has ever seen and wonder why Batman and Talia al Ghul never told Damian Wayne about this whole League of Lazarus. Now on the way back to his cabin, you have Robin get captured by Ravager, and the reason why is because she thinks there is something that Robin can learn from her, which is that she can teach Robin how to have fun. Which is that we see the other fighters are hanging out at the beach and having some kind of beach party. Except for Damian Wayne, he is not much of a let's have fun kind of person. He is more serious like his father, Bruce Wayne. So when he arrives at this beach party, of course, you have everyone giving him a hard time because when they arrive at the island, he was kind of a jerk and was trying to show off his skills like he is better than everyone. So everyone is asking Ravager, why in the world did she bring Robin to this amazing beach party? After a while, you have Robin show off some of his skills with knives and make everyone like him. Makes him the cool kid with most of the minor characters and a couple major characters too. Then there is a moment where you have everyone who had fought Batman and had lost to Batman tell their great stories about Batman. And you can tell with Robin's face that these stories are kind of bothering him. Remember that Batman and Robin are kind of at odds at the moment. So you have Robin leave the party after doing all of that work to get people to like him. This is the moment you have Robin go to a quiet spot and find Connor Hawke. And remember that Connor Hawke is the son of Oliver Queen, the Green Arrow. Except when DC launched the New 52, Connor Hawke was nowhere to be found, but now he is here. And this is more of the two of them bonding with one another and learning about each other's father. Now, for the status quo for Connor Hawke is that his father knows about him because Oliver Queen saw him when he was born, except never wanted anything to do with his son and left. Then they continue to talk about how their fathers are very similar and how their fathers affected their lives. Now, their moment is cut short when you have the members of the League of Shadows remind Connor Hawke, since he is with them, that Damian Wayne is Connor's #1 enemy. Damian Wayne knows about one of the members, and that would be Master Dusk, because Damian Wayne actually embarrassed this man. Either way, you have Robin and Connor Hawke fight because the sun comes up and means that they can fight, except this fight is pretty even between the two of them. Instead, it is Connor Hawke beating the living you-know-what word I want to say out of Damian Wayne. Then he throws Damian Wayne off the cliff. Remember, Damian Wayne already died once, so this could be his second death on the island. You only get 3 lives on the island in this tournament. While Damian Wayne is falling, someone saves him from his near death and says, "I got you, son," making you think that it is Batman coming in and saving his son from near death. So the next page, Robin wakes up somewhere and the sun is out and bright. And you have Robin ask if it was his father that saved him, except come to find out it was his grandfather, Ra's al Ghul, which has not been seen for a very long time in DC Comics. So when Robin fully wakes up, he's woken up by Goliath, who is this pet beast that Damian Wayne had for a long time in DC Comics, except hasn't been seen for a long time in DC Comics. So it's kind of cool to see Goliath being here again and hanging out with his best friend. Then Robin remembers who saved him, which was Ra's al Ghul, his grandfather, and it makes Robin think that Ra's al Ghul is working with the League of Lazarus and also has a hand with everything else that was going on. Except you have Ra's al Ghul mention that he has no ties with the League of Lazarus, that he has been keeping an eye out on them. But just like Batman, Talia al Ghul, the parents of Damian Wayne, Ra's al Ghul doesn't want Robin to look into the League of Lazarus. You have Ra's al Ghul walk away and tell Robin when he calms down, they can talk about a secret to Robin's history. So we then switch over to Ravager, who has been around making sure Robin is okay. And the question is, why is she doing that? Why does she care for Robin so much? So when she is looking for him, you have Connor Hawke lie, stating that he hasn't seen Robin. Then he was being resurrected. But then you have Ravager find Respawn. Respawn, as you can see, is a character that looks like a spinoff to Deathstroke like Ravager is, except Respawn is not a child of Deathstroke. So who this person is the big question going on right now. Now Respawn catches Ravager calling someone off the island, which is breaking the rules. One of the rules states that you can have no connection to the outside world. He is not going to tell on her. What he does instead is that he kills Ravager because she was the last one to be killed, meaning that the tournament can finally begin because everyone everyone has to die at least once so the tournament can finally start. Getting back to Damian Wayne and Ra's al Ghul, we see that Damian Wayne is trying to leave the island by taking a plane, except it won't turn on because Ra's al Ghul has the keys to it. So you have Ra's al Ghul mentioning that maybe Damian Wayne would do better if he actually trains with his grandfather to be more prepared for this big tournament. So you have Ra's al Ghul train Damian Wayne, but also then he tells Damian Wayne that the reason why he has been on this other island is because he lost to Batman. He believes that sometimes you need to lose to win something down the road. This is where you have Ra's al Ghul talk about himself for a moment to teach a lesson. This is him stating that he is labeled as a villain, but in reality, he is trying to save the world because he talks about the stars in the sky, how human society is polluting the air so much it is getting hard to see the stars, that basically Ra's al Ghul is trying to save the world, but his methods seem crazy and he is trying to do horrible things, but he's really not trying to. Either way, he mentions that he sees a lot of himself in Damian Wayne and tells Damian Wayne that he can give peace to the world he can't give peace to the world until he finds peace in himself, that his worst opponent is himself. Damian Wayne takes those words to heart, but then you have Damian Wayne actually steal the keys to the jet that Ra's al Ghul had on him. So he leaves the island and goes back to Lazarus Island. Well, actually, Robin goes to Corto Maltese, and I know I just butchered that name completely, where we see some members of the League of Lazarus meeting up with another league. This is why I say it gets kind of confusing with DC Comics, because now the League of Assassins, who are not part of the League of Shadows anymore, are the ones meeting up with the League of Lazarus to get some book that unlocks the secrets to the ability to have immortality. Except while Robin was watching them, well, a group of people was watching Robin and they tried to get the jump on him. We come to find out that it is all of the past Robins that came before Damian Wayne. So Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Tim Drake, and Stephanie Brown. They are all here to complete the mission Batman asked them to do, which is to bring Robin home. Except you had the story switch back over to Ravager, who was killed because she was the last one to die, and so the tournament can finally begin. So when she wakes up, she sees the priest of the League of Lazarus trying to summon the arena where the tournament is going to be held now. And you have Ravager kind of impressed by that and understand why she died, except she hates the fact that she was stabbed in the back by a cheap shot. So she goes to try to kill Respawn, but of course, since it is nighttime now, that means that they are not allowed to fight, and they must now wait until the sun rises. Also, Ravager is still worried about where Robin is at. Then we go back to the big battle between all of the Robins. Well, really more of the past Robins trying to capture the current Robin. This is important because this is the moment we learn that Red Hood has been in contact with Ravager. So remember, when she got caught contacting someone from the outside world, well, Ravager was contacting Red Hood to tell him about Robin. So that is how the Robins from the past knew where to find Damian Wayne. This is going to be more of Robin going up against each of the Robins to show how he is slightly better than them in different aspects of being a Robin. Now, he takes out most of the past Robins really quickly, and then it comes down to him and Red Hood for a moment. And you have Damian Wayne mention how each Robin is great when it comes to aspects of characters, Dick being the most experienced, Tim Drake being the smartest, and Spoiler being the bravest. Except when it comes to Jason Todd, well, he is the most emotional Robin. Robin used those words so that he can get close to Jason Todd so he can shock him and knock him out to escape. Except after that, you have Dick Grayson being able to cut off Robin to give him a late birthday gift. which is a baton that has a message graved into it. This baton was given to Dick Grayson by Alfred about facing the world on his own. But this brings up how much the death of Alfred affected Damian Wayne, because Alfred was like a grandfather or father to all of the Robins, especially Damian Wayne, since that he is the son of Bruce Wayne. And you have Dick Grayson tell Damian Wayne that every Robin needs to face the world on their own, and it is Damian Wayne's turn. So you have Dick Grayson let Damian Wayne leave, but also mention how all of the past Robins were Bruce Wayne's Robins, that Damian Wayne was Dick Grayson's Robin. Because remember, when Bruce Wayne went missing, Dick Grayson became Batman and let Damian Wayne be his Robin. That helped build a close bond between the two of them, so he understands why Damian Wayne is doing this. Getting back to Lazarus Island, you have the tournament about to begin, and you have all of the big hitters and some of the minor level characters getting ready to fight in the tournament. And you have Robin just pop up again and ready to jump into the tournament, and they are surprised to see him because he has been missing for so long. Either way, the tournament is about to begin. So you have Mother Soul, the person running this tournament, announce the tournament may begin and tells everyone to get on with the fighting. So in the opening pages of the 6th chapter, we see the tournament has begun. In the first 4 pages, we get to see the first 2 rounds of the fight, and of course we see Robin being able to take out both of his opponents in the first round like it was no big deal. After he wins the fight, that is when you have the book pick up with Robin talking some smack towards her Mother's Soul and let her know that he knows about the fact that she has some kind of book that talks about immortality, and she tells him he will find out everything very soon. After that, you have Flatline finish her fight and then decide to sit down next to Robin to watch the rest of the fights, where it seems that she and Robin could be coming closer as friends and could be a future ally to Robin when he needs one. Also, this is them kind of studying the other fighters' movements, seeing how these other fighters' strengths and weaknesses comes when it comes to fighting. This is also the moment you have Flatline kind of share her origin, since this is her first time being in DC Comics. Honestly, she doesn't go too deep into the origin of herself. She just gives us a brief one. Her whole life, she had the ability to absorb other skills of fighters once they have died, but it creeped her parents out. She was found by Lord Deathman. No reason to really go deeper into his origin, except he thought it would be a great idea for her to train by coming to this tournament and fighting people, killing them, and then absorbing their powers. She can also tell that Robin is haunted by some kind of spirit, which we know is the ghost of Alfred. Then we come to find out that Ravager and Connor Hawke are apparently working together and are hoping to work together to figure out what Mother Soul is planning to do. Except of course Robin has a problem with Connor Hawke since he brutally beat Robin and threw him off the cliff. So it is him having all the rights to be upset with Connor Hawke. Also, he doesn't trust Ravager now either, since Ravager told Red Hood where Red Hood and the rest of the older Robins could find Damian Wayne. So Robin feels like he can't trust anyone. Then you have Respawn appear and confirm that he is not on their side at all, but apparently he knows how the others will act when it comes to this tournament, that most of them most likely won't do anything at all after they all die twice. Because when it comes to that last life, they will be too scared to use it and most likely won't use it at all. So it is him just showing off that he is some kind of cool dude. Now, it finally comes to the point where you have the final round, the last 8 in the tournament, which is Robin, Respawn, Ravage, XXL, Connor Hawke, Black Swan, Flatline, and Drench. So that means it is time to see which of these characters will win the award. except there's a huge problem when it comes to the fight between Robin and Respawn. While they were fighting, you have Robin actually give Respawn the chance to throw Robin towards Mother's soul. With that happening, Respawn knows that Robin is letting him win. The question is why? Well, we see that Robin was able to grab the book from Mother's soul and leave to see what is the big secret that Mother's soul was hiding from the rest of the people. Except before Robin is able to tell us what the book is about, we see Respawn is about to kill Robin and the book ends there. And this is where we are going to end today's video. So please hit that like button down below and also subscribe to the channel for more content to come in the near future. Also, any suggestions on books I should read? Well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But I do hope you enjoy today's video.